Hello, everyone. So in today's Q&A video, I am going to be discussing an interesting question, which I got an interesting topic. And so I'm going to be diving into that. But before I get started, I just want to, mention that if you guys are joining me live today, to please comment in the chat, where in the world are you watching from? And also comment any questions that you have, either based on the same topic, which I'm going to be discussing today, or a totally different new question or new topic that you have in mind that you want me to discuss either in today's episode or next week. So even if you aren't joining me live today, you can still comment in the chat or in the description at any time, and I'm going to get to your questions. So today's topic, and this is an interesting one, and today's topic is a little bit of a I think today's topic is a great topic because it can apply to a whole lot of different situations. So I'm just going to actually write down here what the topic is. So I received this question from one of our viewers, and again, it's an interesting one. So what do you do? I'm just typing this here, so bear with me. So what do you do when you accidentally cross your horse's threshold? And how would you know where your horse's threshold is? And by threshold, I mean their comfort zone. The second that you're about to ask them something, because there's a difference between their comfort zone with something that they can tolerate. Maybe like I had used this example before in a previous video. My mare Q, she doesn't really like having the girth put on her because she's an ex-race horse, and she obviously had a bad experience with somebody girthing her too hard. But that doesn't mean that I just never ride her with girth. It just means that, I kind of work with her on her comfort zone, and I do it very gently and soft. So that's what I mean when I say their comfort zone. So how do you know when you're crossing the line and going outside of their comfort zone in a potentially dangerous or scary kind of, you don't want to be there conversation? And how would you even know like where that threshold is? So that is today's topic. So I'm just going to, again, type that and throw that up here for you guys. Okay. So there is the topic today. So I'm just going to adjust my camera again a little bit. So yeah, this is an interesting topic because, like I said, this could apply to a variety of things. So I'll give a few examples, maybe apart from, maybe Q with her girth. So I think there's a lot of times where a lot of people kind of assume that their horse will be okay with something. And that is where the line is a little bit blurry, maybe, because you haven't actually like gotten a no from your horse. So you just kind of assume like, oh, well, we did that in the arena. They'll be totally fine to do that exact same exercise or that exact same thing, on show day, like at a new place, at a competition or out on a trail or whatever it is. So I want to mention that, just because you have something working in an arena or in a area where your horse is very familiar with that space does not mean it's going to automatically carry over and transfer to the new place or, out on the trail or, whatever, insert here. Okay. So, and this is a concept, and I'm super excited to announce this, by the way. So I'm just going to go ahead and blurt it out now. So I know I've been talking about the Speaking the Horse Language online course quite a bit. And so if you aren't already in the Speaking the Horse Language program, then obviously this topic is that is what we cover in the Speaking the Horse. So go and watch that course. But I'm also, and this is the exciting news, I am about to publish the Speaking the Horse Language book. So the book and the audiobook will be available. I'm not going to drop any dates yet. So, you're just going to have to wait for it. But one of the concepts that I mention in the book quite a lot is, again, this sort of concept what I just mentioned is just because it's working in the arena. So just because you have leg yields working in the arena doesn't mean when you go out on the trail, you go to a foreign place, like for a competition, that those leg yields are going to work at all in the new environment. And especially if you're at a warm-up arena and there's a whole bunch of horses running around and your horse has never been exposed to that. So that is where, when you are kind of talking about the horse's comfort zone and the horse's threshold, we actually, as people who speak horse, who learn to speak horse, who've done the program, who are going to read the book when the book comes out, these people are actually the people who are constantly dancing and playing on this blurry line that we call the horse's comfort zone and our own comfort zone. We're going to be dancing all over our own comfort zone because we need to be able to kind of, if this is the line, if this is our comfort, we need to be able to go boop and come back, boop and come back. Okay. So you're constantly going to be coming in and out of your comfort zone and your horse's comfort zone. And at some point, if you are doing that a lot with your horse, at some point, your horse is gonna done seen it, done been there, done anything that you throw at them doesn't faze them anymore because they're so used to being outside of their comfort zone. And every time they go out of their comfort zone, again, it's just that boop, we came out and we came back. We went out and we came back. We went out maybe a little bit further and we came back. So every time you kind of work with the horse and you push them a little bit outside their comfort zone and a little bit further outside their comfort zone, and yourself a little bit outside your comfort zone and a little bit further outside your comfort zone, at some point, both of your comfort zone is going to be as big as, the United States. It doesn't even matter anymore because the line is going to move. So that is one of the things that I want you to realize and understand with this topic is that, first of all, you need to get yourself used to working outside of your comfort zone. You need to get your horse used to working outside of your comfort zone. That way you can kind of see where the line exactly is. So if I'm playing with my horse and let's say I've lunged my horse to the point that the game is almost boring, right? So now I'm going to go outside the horse's comfort zone and I'm going to say, okay, now we're going to lunge, only this time today, I'm going to have you walk inside of a pond. And I know you don't like water, so that's going to be our lunge circle today, is you starting outside of the pond and then walking inside the pond and then coming out of the pond and then walking inside the pond. So that's pushing my horse outside of their comfort zone. And, maybe myself even, maybe I'm not super confident. Maybe I don't know 100% how that's going to go down. But I'm okay, this is what my new project is. And maybe it takes me one training session to achieve that. Maybe it takes me a week to achieve that. Maybe it takes me a month. I don't know. Okay. But at least you're working on pushing them outside their comfort zone. And then guess what? They're going to be walking in the pond. And now you're going to have to think, what's the next level? What's the next comfort zone I could push them past? Okay. How about we trot inside the water? Or how about, maybe this little pond has a little log sitting outside and you okay, they're going to trot inside the water and then they're going to pop over the little log, if you have access to a cross country course or something like that. So maybe you're just lunging them doing that. What's the next level? What's the next thing that I could kind of play with this, comfort zone and then, do that. Now, one thing that I do want to say is, I'm assuming that the nice girl who sent me this question is asking this question because she's crossed that line and it was dangerous or she got injured or something bad might have happened. So what I want to talk about when it comes to that is, and again, if this is the line, we're just crossing it and coming back, okay? Coming back to the comfort zone, coming back to the safety bubble. And then we cross it and we come back. And that is, I think, the important part because we don't want to cross it and then the horse isn't doing the horse isn't going in the pond today, but that was my exercise. I want them to go in the pond today because Krystal said that they need to do that or, something like that. And so you keep trying. And then the horse is getting more agitated and more nervous and it's escalating more and more and more. And suddenly you're so far away from that horse's comfort zone and it's become this big drama that there's almost no going back to the comfort zone anymore. So that is kind of the difference between sort of playing safely inside the little lines, inside the little realm of the comfort bubble, and being able to kind of push the boundaries a little bit, but in a safe way. So you always start somewhere safe, but then you start kind of moving it around. You start practicing, you start leveling it up, and don't go from level 1. If you've ever played video games, you don't start at level 1 and then kind of beat level 1 and then magically you're at level 50. Because if you haven't played every single level between level 2 and level 49, level 50 is just going to blow you away. You're not going to be able to keep up. Okay. And there's a lot of people that they're trying to kind of play level 50 on the horse video game of life. And then they're wondering why they can't keep up with their horse. And it just kind of escalates too quickly for them. So hopefully this topic has been helpful for you guys. I know it's an interesting conversation, it's an interesting topic. So I would love to hear from you guys, in the chat, if you have any experiences with something like this where maybe you felt that you were about to cross the threshold of your horse, or maybe you did and you paid for it, you learned your lesson, and you didn't want to do that anymore. The one thing I want to say is I don't want you to have accidentally done that. Like if I just shared that story and you're like, oh my God, Krystal, that was me. Like the comfort line was here and I was over there. I don't want you to then say, oh, well, I already like ruined it with my horse, so I can never try that again. Like I tried the pond thing once and it didn't work, and now my horse hates me forever. So I'm just never going to do that anymore. And actually, you do see people do that. I see people, they went on a trail ride with their horse and their horse spooked at the bushes or, the wind or whatever it was. And the horse got more and more wound up as the ride went. And then by the time that rider came back, if they even came back, like still on their horse, maybe they fell off, like who knows. But by the time they came back to the stables, like the horse was super wound up, the person was super wound up, and the person just said, like, I'm never going out on a trail ever again with this horse. My horse is crazy. It's spooky. Like, I can't deal with that. I don't want that either. Okay. So you need to kind of move up the levels based on like where it is you are currently at. If you're out at level 50 already, great, but don't jump from level 50 to level 100. Okay. Go from level 50 to level 51. and same thing if you're starting at level 1 or, whatever it is. So again, hopefully this has been helpful for you guys. And then comment in the chat, down below if you have any other questions about this topic or about another topic. I love it when I hear from you guys. It was one of you, it was one of the viewers who actually sent me this message. So, if I don't get questions from you guys, then I just don't make these videos. So, why not? So yeah, I love hearing from you guys. I'm going to go ahead and drop my email as well. You can comment in the chat if you have any questions, or send me an email. Boop, boop, boop. That's it right there. That's my email. Send me an email. Let me know like any stories or situations that you've had happen that was similar to this, and maybe some techniques or things that you did to move past it, get through it. And then also, again, if you have any other topic ideas or any other questions. So today has been my Q&A session with Krystal. That's me. And I try and do these every single week. On Tuesdays, I'm going to do them at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time from now on. I'm actually sitting in Germany at the moment, so I am 6 hours ahead of you guys. And yeah, so I look forward to seeing you guys in the next Q&A session. And I hope to hear from you guys, in the little chat there. Okay.